Bam. Well, it's gonna be a small one. Problem I'm having this morning, guys, I'll share this one with you, is I'm finding nothing but small fish. I'm up on Kerr Lake. First time I've been up here since spring. It was nice, cool this morning. When I left my house, it was 48. Yeah, you're gonna like, then she got a long sleeve shirt. That's a baby. I mean, that's a baby. This lake's known for 2-pound fish, but that ain't one of them. He might be one of these days, right? I think that's the smallest fish I've caught for a long time. I done been on 3 or 4 schools, and they're all small like that. So my search today is to find some bigger fish up here. That was a Jor Tweety bird. Now I have tried a couple different body shapes and colors, and haven't gotten many bites. Got a lot of bumps and a lot of follows. Fishing's been tough this fall. There's days you go out and do pretty good, and there's next days they're hard to catch. And that's what some of y'all been commenting in the comments, that, boy, you're getting a lot of follows and bumps. Well, that's fall. There's days seem to be better than others, that's for sure. But so far, this Azure has been working the best for me. This water is pretty clear. It's probably visibility. Usually it's around 4 to 5 feet. I'm watching that bait fall. Right now, it's probably a good 3.5 foot to 4 foot. So we'll have to see what all we can use. But I'm gonna kick up through here and see if I can find some bigger fish. I'm in the back of a creek. I'm on a little tiny brush pile right here. This has a few on it, and I thought they looked pretty small. You see it right here. All right, so it ain't much there. And we'll look around, guys. Y'all stick with me. Fishing Lake Country on Kerr Lake today. All right, guys, a little bit bigger. Listen, a little bit bigger. It's about 15 here on a stump. I'm seeing a lot of crappie. I thought these looked a little bigger. Somebody's got to train him, though. He ain't much bigger, is he? All right. All right. Bam. I think I got a little bigger one, guys. Now, yeah, he is a little nicer. What I done is I went to the shiner. This is in Virginia shad. That's a little nicer fish. He's right out of eater size. All right, that's the Virginia shad color. What's the difference between that and flash? Now, I was talking flash earlier. Flash is silver, okay? It only has silver flake in it, and a few black, and a few blue. This is blue, silver, and chartreuse, and it's got more blue highlight in it. Can you see the blue effect on it? The flash is almost a really light smoke, okay? Works great in clear water. A lot of y'all guys like the flash. It's a good seller because it works great in clear water. Virginia shad is probably second in line with that. Again, it's kind of like I was talking about the spark and the sunshine color. What's the difference? This one has chartreuse flake in it. All right, it's kind of the sexy shad color. Some of y'all bass fishermen, remember when sexy shad came out back about 2010, 2008, sexy shad worms, sexy shad swim baits. And what it was smoke color with a lot of chartreuse on its back or something. And usually had a little blue in it. Well, this is kind of a runoff of that. It's got the blue flake in it, okay? It's got the silver flake in it, but it's got the chartreuse flake in it. But look, that was the second cast with it. The first cast, when I came past it, just a couple fish on a stump, guys. Right here it is. See there? Just a stump with a couple fish on it. When I came back the first time, they rolled out there like they had to have it. And a couple of them beat it. The second time they come by that and grabbed it. So it looks like a little shad, and the reason I went to that is I'm seeing a lot of shad, and they're chasing my bait, but they're not grabbing it. So I'm thinking, let's match the hatch. If they want to chase shad this morning, I've seen one school earlier this morning, I was on a brush pile, they wouldn't touch nothing. I never caught one off that brush pile. I must have had 50 crappie on it. They would come up and follow me. Well, a school of shad came by, and they all ran off the brush and started breaking the surface. They were breaking the surface, chasing the shad. I threw into them when they was breaking, and one of them hit me. That was it. And I went, well, they're chasing shad this morning. So that's what they do a lot of times in the fall, guys. They're moving to back these creeks because the shad are coming back here. There's a few shad right there. The shad are coming back here. So, I thought, well, let's try a swim bait. Alright guys, I found another school. They were chasing shad. Well, ain't gonna be no bigger. They looked a little nicer. I think it's a couple nice ones in the school. I see a couple that was on the edge of the school a couple times. That looked like it was pretty decent when they was chasing the shad. Then they went back to something. I think it's brush. So I don't know this lake, guys. I'm just running around looking. I'm fishing something now I don't think I've ever fished. The last spot I fished, I used to fish that. Oops, didn't mean to do that, little buddy. I have fished that area of the stump. He's about 8 3/4. Because I know it was a brush pile right there a while ago, and that's where I caught the first fish. I knew about those. Now I'm just kind of running around watching, because what I'm finding is they're on anything. They're kind of gasting the same way. Any stump, any little cover, they're on it. They're also in open water. If a school of shad comes by, they'll go after them. Like I said, they're feeding up, fall feed. You hear about it all the time. Oh God, nah. He felt a little bigger, so I cut the camera on. I'm not showing y'all all of them. I was trying to catch a bigger one to show you all the bigger ones, but that ain't working today. He's not any bigger. He felt bigger though. That was on a Azure Tweety bird. I just stopped before I left this school. I would throw it a couple times just to see maybe if I could pick up a bigger one. Tweety bird's a good all-around bait, guys. It just works. You can see the school right here. See, that's my bait falling. All right. Watch the bait when it gets close to him. My boat's moving a little bit. All right, I lost it. All right, it's amongst them now. There you go. See, they like this little Tweety bird. And it works in a lot of the colors, guys. Azure's not the only great color. Say, I probably could put a flash on and work, catch them in that. Brim's all around good color. Sunshine. You know, one good thing about all these babies is that means next year, if they grow as fast as that guy, biologist said on the Crappie Connection, he said they grow about 4 to 5 years or 10 inches. So those ought to be 2 years old. 2 more years, this lake ought to be full of decent fish, shouldn't it? Got a little bit bigger one here, guys. A little bit bigger one. That's on the shiner. I've been sticking with the shiner, guys. There you go. Like I say, this is Virginia shad. Now I sell it in flash, which is very close. I just made some in Virginia shad, just trying to do a little bit of a test trial with them. And what I done was I made quite a few baits in Virginia shad when I done it. And I'm gonna make a video about it. I got one coming up. Y'all probably gonna see before this. It's called Blue Boy. And all the baits I use in it are Blue Boy. Well, I got one I made with Virginia shad. And when I was doing it, I went on and shot this and the fry. And we'll see how it does. So far, I like it in Virginia shad. We might have to put it in the Virginia shad bait. Okay, guys, I found another one. I've got 8-pound braid on this rod. I know y'all have heard me say I don't like braid, and it's okay. I like the sensitivity of it. When that fish bumped it, you can feel it. I like that. I don't like the sound of it coming through my rod. It's squalling and carrying on. You know. I like the way it casts. But for my style of fishing, I think mono's still hard to beat. That's a nice fish. He's 10 inches. Wow, this one feels bigger. Like I say, this braid, I gotta get used to it. It's very sensitive and it makes fish feel bigger too. Maybe that's why y'all like it. I hear a lot of y'all say, oh, I love braid. Maybe it's because it makes the fish feel bigger. No, it's a I'm joking, guys. It's the sensitivity of it. Makes everything feel bigger. Makes the bite feel bigger. You go, man, he thumped it. Well, he's a distant school there. He's probably 9.5. I'm still throwing the Virginia shad color. Now I have a flash color with me. Like I said, I got a whole bag of baits right here. I made this week in the evenings just to make porta catchers with. I got Virginia shad, flash, and pink lady. And I made them into colors. I made them into bait styles that I sell. Then I made a few in bait shapes that I don't sell, just to try them. I don't make them into Tweety bird, for example, but I made some in the Tweety bird. And if I get out here and find out that the Tweety bird works really good in pink lady, she might get made in pink lady. But the stinger in pink lady, it's the stinger, fluke, and full-size tadpole right now. Wow, bam. I hope this is a crappie. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a catfish, or I don't know. Now it's starting to fight like a, yeah. I'm surprised. Oh, I see why. He's hooked in the, he's hooked fouled. Guys, it's a nice school there. It's about 30 in it. Oops. And I see him. I'm not watching my live scope now. The first couple times I watched my live scope, and they were hot after it, chasing it. He's a decent one. I'll tell you what, they like this bait. Bam. That's a decent one there. All right, guys, there you go. On the Lake Country shad. Shiner, Virginia shad color. Bam. I'm not showing y'all all the fish, guys. I'm catching a lot of small ones. I'm gonna show you some small ones at the beginning. Cause that's how I got started. Kind of so I can tell you the story. That's a decent fish. He's about 9 inches. Guys, when we fish in a tournament, I didn't say anything. It's no use me to fish a tournament up here. I don't know this lake that good, guys. This lake is 45 minutes where I'm at right now, 45 minutes from my house. I know some of y'all that travel further than that just to go fishing, but I live on the lake. And gosh, guys, I live almost from here to that little point over there from the boat ramp on our lake. I live off water. The house beside of me is waterfront. I'm not waterfront. I'm in a waterfront subdivision. So it's easy for me to have my boat in the water in a few minutes. That's why I fish Lake Gaston a lot. I don't have to drive anywhere. My engine don't even get warm when I put my boat in the water. But I come up here once in a while. I have found a few brush piles. This lake is known to have a lot of brush piles on it. And I've know where about 6 or 8 are I have found. A friend showed me some too. And I did check 3 of those this morning and found fish on them, but they wouldn't bite me. I might go back to them here in a minute. But I know Gaston so well that it's hard for me not to fish there. And fishing term up here, I just be giving them my money because I don't know the lake well enough. Here's another one. I filled the bite. I set the hook. This is, I'll have to see, look at this school. Look here. Y'all seen that? Y'all was watching. I had a bite. I set the hook, and look what I done. So evidently the line was under him, and when I set the hook on, I messed, and it came up and got him. It happens once in a while, doesn't it? He's a decent fish. Bam. Oh boy. Oh boy, I hope you're big as you act like you are. Now guys, I got 2-pound test, so I don't get it rough on them, on this rod. But I'm telling you, y'all notice I use this rod a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, he got under the boat. Oh, daggone. He got under the boat on me. I had to stop digging up underneath the boat. You ever let that happen to you? That was my fault. He's a nice fish. I thought he was digging like he was a nicer fish. Fat, thick fish, that's a nice one. All right, and look here, the bait came out in the net. That's why I net the nicer fish, guys. There you go. There you go, buddy, I'll let you go. That's Virginia shad, Tweety bird, okay? Which is an excellent bait. All right, Tweety bird, I had a lot of y'all commenting back when I make videos about the Tweety birds, you love it. Those little 2 tails on it, separate, move like this in the water, and they're like their willowtail. They're thicker in the middle and thin on both ends, so they move very easy. They'll hit it on the drop. I dropped that one into where I seen the fish, and bam, there you go. All right, like I said, I'm on Lake Kerr Lake today. Isn't it beautiful? See the fall color starting? It's just a beautiful place. They have floating docks. Yeah, you don't see many permanent docks up here. Bam. All right, guys. I'm throwing the shiner, Virginia shad colors. Still throwing it. Back and forth. I'm going back and forth between that and Tweety bird. That's the 2 that seem to be working. Does bait shape make a difference? Yes, bait shape can make a difference sometimes, guys. Somebody commented on yesterday's video that they thought that bait shape can make more of a difference sometimes than color. So I'll have to agree with that. That's a decent fish too. Oh, I finally found a decent school of fish, didn't I? Okay, Virginia shad, shiner. Again, I make it in flash, ice, natural colors, wild, but I do not make it Virginia shad, but maybe I need to. Guys, I would add more colors to the site. I hate carpet. This is why I hate carpet. Constantly catching it. I would add more colors to the bait site. It just takes time to do that because I have to make stock up. But the time for my son to do it and do the computer work all takes time. So that's why I only add every once in a while. So this might be a color I need to add. But let me add, I'm gonna add one more thing real fast. I'm gonna buy another swim bait mold in January. It's gonna be a 1.7. So it's gonna be an inch and basically 3/4 inch mold. In between this one a little bit. It's gonna be one I can shoot dual colors in. All right, that's why I'm buying it. I can shoot dual colors in it. Swim bait molds are expensive. All right, this little mold here is like $120, guys, and it makes 5 at a time. That's right. So that's why I only get, it's only 10 swim baits in a pack for the same price. The molds cost more. It takes me longer to make them. All right, that's what value the baits are basically, is in time. How long it takes me to make them. So, but I am going to add another swim bait body because I can make dual colors in it, and I'll probably make mealtime, live bait, killer, right off my dipstick. I'm gonna probably make those in that bait shape. So y'all just hold on. Bam. Brought that old shiner through there again. Next cast. Next SpongeBob, next cast. Yeah, it's a decent one too. Bam. I'm loving this. I've been catching babies all day. You just gotta find the big ones. And it took me half the morning. It's 10 minutes to 12, quarter to 12. That's a nice fish too. Bam. Yeah, as I was saying, guys, I probably won't make this color in this bait. I got flash in it, which is really close, because I am going to buy a new mold. And we might put some of those colors in that new mold. And we'll see. But this is a great, there's nothing wrong with this bait right here. That thing just wobbles like you won't believe it. It shimmies. A lot of guys that are commenting, they love the fry and the shiner. It's a great bait. I mean, it just has so much action. As you can see right there, I'm having no trouble catching fish on it today. All right, guys, this school's getting a little tough to catch. And you know what I thought I would do before I leave this school? This is the last fish I'm gonna put on this video. It's gonna be a mile long. I thought, let's try another body shape and another color. So I've thrown 2 or 3 different colors, okay? They're in, you know, about 2 licks apiece to see if they'd pay attention to it, follow it. And they would a little bit. But the one they decided to nail was Blue Moon. I think I hung up a couple times. Blue Moon. Man. All right, guys, I've been jumping school to school. I just left the brush pile that I didn't catch any off of. I've caught a lot of small ones today. Almost on the main lake right here. I'm still on the creek, on the main part of the creek. And well, I thought you was a decent one. This was the first cast at this school. And most of the time, that's when you catch some fish. Y'all have heard me say I catch 5 or 6 and I leave. At that bridge, I caught, I don't know, maybe 8. I didn't show all of them too because a lot of them were small. And look here, barely hooked. I think I netted him. All right, that's on the Virginia shad color too. That's a nice fish there. Okay. Now guys, I haven't caught a lot of big fish today, but that's a nice fish. He's about 11 inches. The big fish are hard to find right now. Like I say, a lot of them are running open water. I've been running open water. It's middle of the day, guys. I've spent a lot of time just running around open water looking. I spent the last half an hour up there off that bridge. I ran a long ways around that area, circled, went past the bridge, went out through it, circled, found some on stumps. They was all babies, 6 to 8 inches. I've caught my share of those today, which is, like I say, it's a good thing. That means the lake's healthy, right? We're going to have some nice fish next year, and the year after that, it's going to be some nice fish here. But bigger fish are hard to find. All right, I'm going to try to catch a couple more out of this school. And if I do, I'll just put them in front of this. But if not, guys, I know the video's getting long enough already. This is just a day on Kerr Lake. That was a, let me tell you what I was fishing with. I was watching somebody the other night and they lost their place. I went, wait a minute, let me think a little bit. It started over, I went, and it was a young guy. It looked like he was probably in his 30s. I went, gosh, I'm doing pretty good for an older fella then, because I do that right often. But this was the Virginia shad color. All right, I don't remember. I got a book with me and everything. Great laugh. I got a little book with me down there with everything I make and what color I make it in, guys. I've got 200 and I think it's 89 items on my site. So out of 289, that's why I can't remember everything, right? Can y'all remember 289 items and what color you make them in? So right now there's 47 colors, all right? And there's 15 bait shapes. There's 19 colors in LC shad. I don't know how many's in this Tweety bird, probably 12. But I got it in flash. The only difference between this Virginia shad and flash, can y'all see the chartreuse flake? And it's got more blue highlight in it. So it's got a darker, can y'all see the blue tint of the camera? Yeah, I can see it right there. See that bluish tint? Yeah. And I think that's why it's so good, guys. It's got that bluish tint to it. It's blue highlights, what it's called. It's in it. All right, guys. I'm going to catch a couple more, and I'll probably put them in front of this one. I do that right often because I'm going to quit here in a minute. And if I fish along the next 15, 20 minutes and don't catch any, I'm heading to the Mexican restaurant. I gotta go right by it on my way home. And yeah, when Sam come to fish with me, we went to the Mexican restaurant and he enjoyed it. He said it was great. So there you go. But I stopped there about twice a week, guys. I was up there Tuesday. Today's Friday. So it's I usually go up there on Fridays anyway, all right? And my wife's with my son right now, so visiting his house. And she usually goes with me. If there's nothing else, we go up on Fridays and eat up there. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all, guys. See you next time. Fishing Lake Country.